Hi! Welcome to Spilling the Tea with Susie. Oh my gosh, welcome to season 2! I am so excited because here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Scott Carty, everyone! Welcome!
Hi guys, how are you, Susie?
Welcome, Scott. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, this is fun.
Oh, thank you. And I see I have so many friends in the chat so far. Thank you guys so much for joining. I know that you're all super excited to hear all of your questions answered. But first of all, just wanted to welcome you all back. Thank you so much again for joining me. Thank you for making this silly little idea that I had come back alive for a second season. It's really cool. And all these fun people who have joined me. And my favorite is Ned Nickerson sitting right in front of me. Oh, Scott, like, I mean, I know you've heard this like a million times in your time as Ned Nickerson, but your voice has been part of our lives for so long. Like, I mean, in my life personally, for over 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's just incredible to get to chat with you now and to tell you in person, like, how much this has meant to me and how much this has meant to all of us. Wow. And just thank you.
Are you trying to make me cry already?
Like, I could.
An excuse of getting Ed to cry? Jeez. Wow, thank you very much. That means a lot. It really, really does. You know, when you do voiceover, a lot of times it's just in such a vacuum. And you do it and it goes out and you don't always get to hear it back to you. And also at the very beginning of everything, it was very sort of anonymous, right?
Yeah.
But now, because of social, you know, we're all able to connect and like shows that and people being innovative like you. It's awesome.
Thank you. Oh, it's so great, and I love. Like, I've posted in a few different places, like, hey, I'm going to be talking to Scott Carty, you know, and I love, there's always people who are like, oh, I love Scott Carty. Oh, this guy's my favorite. And then there's also a few people who are like, oh, is he the voice of Ned? He looks like he'd be the voice of Ned.
I think you've probably heard the story on a couple of other podcasts, but the way that the whole thing happened is really weird. But then the way that I found out that people knew about Ned was even weirder.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that whenever you're ready.
Yeah, actually, I mean, if you want to start, because that's one of my questions is, like, how you got into voice acting in general, how you got into Her Interactive specifically, like, for your role as Charlie, and did you know that you were going to become Ned? Like,
I had like zero idea. So first off, I am fighting a little bit of a cold and sore throat, so you're getting kind of the deeper Ned today. Like, hey Nancy, you know, if we're gonna like change the rating on the games, that's probably gonna happen. So and if I squeak, it's not puberty. It's way ahead.
You're fine. But, you're fine. Don't worry. I didn't even notice.
I was at a dinner party, and at the time I was working at a radio station. I was a copywriter, and I was writing commercials and did a little bit of on-air work. And I really wanted to do a lot more commercials and voiceover. So I like telling this story because it's a good reminder to people why they need to. Let me turn myself down here just a bit. Why they need to make sure that you speak up and say what it is you want to do and say what it is you are.
Yeah.
A lot of us go through life and we say, oh, I wish I could do this. But we don't ever say that, well, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And in a situation where you can go create it yourself, that's what you have to do. So, many, many years ago, I was at a dinner party at a neighbor's house. And this woman, Megan, from Her Interactive, was there and got introduced, and she talked about Her Interactive and creating these games and Nancy Drew, and I'm like, oh, interesting, you know. I didn't have any concept of it, but I liked the fact that they were creating games to really appeal to girls and make it accessible, because up until that point, every game was just, you know, shoot 'em up and dude stuff. So she said, well, what do you do? And I said, oh, I do voiceover. And that was the first time I ever identified myself to anyone that way.
Yeah.
Not my identity, what my job title was. Oh, I'm a copywriter. Because that never would have happened, right? And she goes, you do? And I go, yeah, I love doing characters and voice work. I get to do a little bit of it, but I really want to do more. And she's like, well, we should talk. And that's what led to Charlie the Handyman.
Oh, I love that.
And then I had no idea about Ned. And again, I had zero concept or grasp of what these games meant to people and how people spent their time with them. So the rest, as they say, is history.
That's so cool. So when they offered you Charlie, did they like model the character of Charlie after how you looked?
Well, what's really funny is that now in real life, I kind of am a handyman. I started my own construction company at the pandemic to build sheds and custom offices and saunas and all that. So, I mean, I wear a tool belt every day, just like Charlie. So, I think that they did a little bit, and I think that's actually something that's pretty common in animation. Is if you look really carefully at some of the characters, even in the big Pixar movies, you'll see some similarities, maybe in the height or maybe in the length of their face or the roundness of their face. They always try to pull some of that in, and I guess in that sense, the actor is able to sort of identify and see themselves in it. I never ever got to see it, and it wasn't until maybe like the third game in or something. Because I wasn't playing the games. I wasn't a big game guy. And I was like, oh, great, it's on a CD here. Gave it to my niece. And, but then once I saw it, I'm like, that's funny. Kind of uncanny resemblance, so.
Like, it's you.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like when I sort of helped, like, run, like, a fan page for Nancy Drew Games on Facebook. And I posted the graphic that I made that has, like, your face on it. And I was like, hey, guys, going to be interviewing Scott Carty. It's going to be awesome. Come join me. And this one girl was like, that's Charlie. I'm like, I mean, I think so. I think they probably must have, like, used his face and, like, made Charlie from that.
just kind of merged him. Yep.
Yeah. That's so interesting. So when, like, after you did the voice for Charlie, when did they ask you to become Ned, and, like, how did they approach you about that?
Oh, I think I got a phone call or an email, and it was just like, hey, we've got another game coming up. We'd actually like you to read Ned. And I was like, oh, cool. And they explained it. It won't take long. It's you're on the phone, and I'm like, oh, okay. So Ned never gets to go on the trips. No, Ned never does.
Sorry.
I remain bitter about that to this day. Just kidding. But yeah, it was like, okay, go in there, and it's in the voiceover sessions. It's fun for me. I love it because I'm interacting with different people in there. But it's just you're just going through and you're giving all of these different scenarios of things. A line like, "Hey, Nancy," maybe it's, "Hey, Nancy," because Ned's a little more concerned, or "Hey, Nancy," they got into an argument on the phone last time. Whatever. So you're just constantly trying to adjust the tone and pitch and pace, and it's fun.
Do they give you a lot of, like, direction, or do they just kind of say, hey, we need you to say "Hey, Nancy" 8 times in different inflections?
80,000 times. They do give direction on some things. They're also very careful, and they're so good about their storylines that they don't tell me stuff, right? I don't know what's happening or what's coming, right? I may get something. They'll give me some sort of scenario, like I said, of, Ned's a little nervous about Nancy right now, and, those darn Hardy Boys. So they give me something to kind of go from. I'm like, okay, all right. Okay. You fly a little bit blind, but that's where they get to do their magic, and they do it so well.
That's so incredible, because then it, like, when I play it as, like, a full game, it seems like it was seamless. Like, like they gave you something and you just did it, Like, that's so neat.
Yep.
More like that darn Hardy Boy. Oh, yeah, that's true. There's only one that you have to worry about. I can't even tell you how many people, when I opened up the question box, how many people messaged me and said, ask him what he thinks about Nancy and Ned and their relationship, and Nancy and Frank, and if there's something going on there. Oh.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I know.
I get, I get the opportunity to tell everybody that I'm Nancy Drew's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of a big deal. So I'm not interested in anything changing in that regard. I mean,
neither am I.
Ned might be, but I think if Ned and Nancy were to ever Ned proposes and they're going to get married or something, I'm pretty sure that's going to be like a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, seriously.
That's where that's going to have to get announced.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Nancy doesn't deserve Ned. Oh, it's true. It's true.
Who said that? Oh, E. Mullins Streams. Hi.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. It's true, though, because you know what? Nancy needs to bring you on one of her trips.
Hey, listen, Ned loves to travel. He's a very efficient traveler. He packs just the right amount of underwear and he gets everything to fit in the suitcase. And
yes.
I'm sure. I have zero doubts.
Yes, I know. Okay. Let's jump to some questions from some viewers. Let's see.
Okay.
Have you ever watched like the CW Nancy show or the show from the 70s or any other like Nancy Drew media?
Hey, some of us may or may not have actually grown up in the 70s. So, yes, I have.
Hey, I've watched the show too. I may not have grown up in the 70s, but I have watched the show.
I've seen it a few times. It's kind of interesting. People always want to know, it's like, okay, well, am I a big fan? Am I immersing myself in all things Nancy Drew? And in a weird way, I'm kind of resistant.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get impacted by what that show's doing.
Yeah.
Or I just want to go in and just sort of stay in my lane and do the job that you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, do you have anything that you pull from for inspiration for your version of Ned, or is Ned just kind of you?
Ned is just kind of me. I mean, it is, when they said, okay, do the voice, I'm like, all I did was pitch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Nancy. Oh, Nancy, what are you doing? And it's, they give you some different paces and they want you to be a little more quick or agitated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, Ned's a helpful guy.
Yeah. I
am legit helpful. You get into love languages and it's acts of service, and that's me.
That sure is.
I try to be the good neighbor and the guy who helps people out. So.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That is so great. Okay, there's a really interesting question for you in the chat. Star Purple wants to know, what was the hardest game you had to voice for?
Oh, she also has another question of, have you met the other voice actors for the game?
Oh, good question.
Let's see here. Hardest game I ever did voice for. I think it was The Secrets of Cotton Cave, because there were some tough names to pronounce.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I was like, I love Hawaii, and I feel very connected to Hawaii, but there were some things in there I remember like, what, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. And then have you met any voice actors for the games?
I have. I met just recently, only on Zoom though, online. I met Brittany.
Brittany!
Nancy.
Yes!
Yeah, and then just while at the session, just some other sort of ancillary characters that I've met. I wouldn't be able to tell you who, but it was, I usually come in and, I think a lot of times they bring me in as sort of the first thing. And sometimes I've seen Nancy and, but only for that one video. But that's the thing, there's not been a big powwow.
Yeah, no.
There was one time, though, which was really, really fun. Her Interactive was doing some game testing, and they basically had invited a whole bunch of girls to come over to the headquarters and go into a room full of computers and play the game.
Nice.
And so they're all doing that, and then I walk in, and I walked up, and they just kind of got me handle, and I said, "Hey, Nancy." And this girl turned around and just about lost her mind. But yeah, it was pretty fun.
I would have fallen out of my chair. Oh my goodness. Oh, and Brigella is in chat. Hello.
Hi, Brigella.
Brigella, nice to see you. Okay, so
I'm seeing a lot of names that I recognize from my social feeds. This is great.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Tori
is one of my besties.
Who else? Saw Amy on there earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All your fans. So, let's see. I would love if you would get all the voice actors together for a shout out to fans. Oh, that's an interesting idea.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd be totally down with that. I have done that. I've done some shout outs. You know, people have reached me and I'm just like, sure, I'll do it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
The very few of you, or however many people are on here right now, you reach out to me, I can maybe do something.
You heard it here, folks. You will do something. All right. Okay, so I have a question. And I will absolutely not judge you for the answer, okay?
Okay.
And I will make sure that nobody does. Have you ever played any of the games?
Yes.
You have? Okay,
yes.
Awesome. Which one?
Like I said, very minimally.
Yeah.
So I remember going through it and, you know, clicking on the things and like, okay, this is weird. It just got a little weird for me. I'll be honest. So I was like, I kind of was doing it. I'm like, well, this is cool. Yeah. I've watched videos of people playing and talking to Ned.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. So what happened there was that I was taking my kid to daycare, and I walked in, and two of her daycare teachers were like, "Hello, Ned Nickerson." And I'm like,
how'd you know?
There was like no Instagram account or anything by that point.
Yeah.
And I said, "How did you know?" And they're like, "Oh, we play the games all the time." I'm like, "Oh, wow." I'm just thinking, "Oh, it's just for, you know, young girls." And these people are 30 years old.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Oh, you should go on YouTube and look at the games. You know, people play the games, and they're all talking to Ned." And I'm like, I just walked out there mortified. I was like, and I sheepishly got into my car, and I pulled it up, and it was like pulling something up on the internet I wasn't supposed to see. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. But also, like, the fact that you say you thought it was for young girls and these women are like 30, like myself and most of the people in the chat are somewhere within like 5 years before or after 30, I would say.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing that I've learned. And I mean, honestly, there are people that have come up to me that are, you know, in their 50s that even play the game, and just love it. You know? And then when you also have new people that are getting started with the games and they're younger, it's so sweet to see that, because again, it's like this whole generation of people that are on here who have been so invested in it and participated in it, and you know, that's what's made the community. So it's really cool to see it.
People are introducing their children to these games. And, like, I mean, I haven't yet because mine's only 2. But, you know, like, I will eventually be playing it with my son if I ever have any other children. Like, this is so important to me in my life. And, like, people are introducing their children, and their children are playing these, and, like, introducing their friends. Even people who don't have children, they're, like, introducing their nieces, you know? Like, it's so...
And you said your son is 2, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. And what is his name? Will you share that?
I do, yeah. His name is Liam.
Liam?
He's the cutest little guy. Yeah, Liam. Yeah.
Hey, Liam.
He's pretty fun. He's in bed.
Liam, you've got to be a good boy. You've got to listen to your mom. Otherwise, we're going to have some problems. And I'm going to have to call Nancy. Don't do it, Liam.
Oh my gosh. Can you say something to my husband like that? No, I'm kidding.
What's his name?
He just from the background, John goes, "What?"
His name is John?
His name is John.
Oh, that's my dad's name.
Really?
Yeah. Hi, John.
He said hi. Do you want to come say hi? He said
no. I'll just do an outgoing message for John. Hi, this is Ned for John. He can't take your call right now, but go ahead and try to call him back. He's probably not going to listen to this anyway.
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, I love
You're
it.
just going to be chopping this thing up all the time.
I am. I'm going to keep this forever. Oh my gosh. I know, so...
Hi, Chaz versus Jazz.
Oh, this is great. Charity, you got to count out. Okay, so I have to ask, since you're doing this, can you give a message to my sister? Her name is Abigail. She is in the chat right now. Her name is Who's Clues.
What's her name on the chat?
Who's Clues?
Where is it? Say something, Abigail.
Let's see. Her last message was, Liam got a personal message. Who's Clues?
Oh, Who's Clues? There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I totally want to go Blue's Clues on that one.
I know, that's what everybody says.
Which, incidentally, a lot of people at the beginning, they're like, people thought that I could go do Blue's Clues. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm not Steve.
Wow.
All right, Abigail. All right, here we go. Abigail, I just want you to know that Nancy thinks the world of you. I do too.
Aw, that was great. Oh, that was beautiful.
I don't see any fireworks down there.
All right, so let's see what our next question is. Oh, I love this question. Okay, so the question is, what do you think Ned is majoring in college, and what do you think his career aspirations are?
Well, I think it's changed with time. I think Ned is actually, he's probably studying satellite surveying so that he can follow Nancy. He's also, I think he's probably has his own laboratory where he's developing drone technology.
Wow.
So that he can, so if he's not allowed to be there, he's just going to send a drone over to help Nancy. So I don't know.
That's great.
I think, I don't know. That's one thing that's kind of cool with these games is like, they are timeless, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, there's new stuff that comes in, but it's still at the core of these characters. You know, Nancy's off trying to figure out things, but what she's trying to figure out has evolved. So
yeah,
I think Ned's probably spending a little too much time at the computer. You know?
Yeah.
I need to cut back on the screen time a little bit, Ned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So, do you have a favorite line that you ever got to say as Ned?
Honestly, I think it's just the one that is probably the most iconic. Is just, "Hey, Nancy."
Oh,
I mean, that was like the first thing that I think I ever read on the script was.
Yeah.
It was, "Hey, Nancy." "Hi, Nancy." "Hey, Nancy." "Hey, Nancy." You know, you're just doing all these different versions, but that seems to be like if I ever meet somebody and I say that to them, they just kind of lose their mind because you will always hear that again.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that makes me so happy. Like hearing you say it is just like so surreal.
Like I said, you get the Ned deep voice today.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. Maybe the next game that you read for, you'll have to do it a little deeper. You're like, oh, Ned.
I don't want to keep this cold that long.
I'm sorry. No, I hope you feel better.
Thanks.
All right. So, you worked with Lonnie Manila for a really long time. Did you, were you upset when you had to stop working with her? And do you, miss working with her? Would you think you'll ever work with her again?
Like I said, we never really get to work together. I got to see her a couple of times. I always thought she did a great job.
She's phenomenal.
But, there was a change, and that's the thing about it is I don't get affected by that. I don't get impacted by that. I have mad respect for anybody who does this as a gig, and I think Brittany's fantastic. You know, she's come in and she's such a great talent. She's also a great coach. She's been helping people to put together voiceover demos and
that's cool.
Do all that recently. So
yeah,
I really hope to meet her and connect in person and go maybe next time I'm down in California to see her or something. But I just I kind of like I said, I stay in my lane. I go in, I do my thing, and you can't get hung up on the who's who. Yeah. Because that's not what it's about, you know. I know that at any day they could say, "Hey, we want, some other person to come in and start doing the voice," and great, they get to make those creative decisions. So,
I love that. That's so mature. Okay, and then let's see. That was the question where they asked if you had ever
Nancy
met
said,
and recorded.
no, 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 no. Okay, fine.
No, you have to stay. You're locked
Yeah.
in for like the life of her interactive. You're our Ned. Yeah.
No other Ned ever. Fine, deal.
Please. So where would you like to see your character's storyline go in the future?
This is all just spitballing and pipe dreaming, right?
Yeah.
Because I think we know where the character can go.
Yeah.
But I would love to see Ned actually be somewhere, whether he's off at his drone conference or whatever he's doing, but to be somewhere where then Nancy all of a sudden is.
Yeah.
And then there becomes this, oh, well, I can go help, right? I can go be there. And I wonder what that would be like, the chemistry, Nancy being very independent, very capable, very focused, but then all of a sudden to have this physical distraction of this person who really is eager to help, I think it would be pretty funny. That would be
so great. So if y'all from Her Interactive are still here and listening, make it happen. Oh, that would be so great. I mean, we've had Ned like there in only one game, and that was when she was in River Heights, and he was of course the only one who we didn't get to see physically, and I was so upset. But it would be so great to be able to see Ned physically.
Can you imagine, like, you guys would all melt down if all of a sudden Ned walked through a scene, right?
Yes!
Yeah.
We would scream, I would spill my tea.
Imagine, like, all of a sudden Ned walks through in his bathrobe, like, hey, Nancy.
Can you imagine? We would lose our collective minds. But it would be amazing.
Voice that line straight. I think I would probably crack up too many times. Ned's in the bathrobe. He's gonna walk through the floor.
I just want it so bad. But also, like I also kind of wonder if we will ever see him, just because, because we've never seen Nancy, and I like it that way. Like, as a fan, I prefer to have never seen Nancy and to never see Nancy or her, face in general. Like, we have, a basic description. We know she has red hair, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We know she wears mom jeans, and we know she wears the horse shirt. But we don't know what her face looks like. And I love it like that, because whenever people talk to me about the games or, about the characters in the games, they're like, well, who's your favorite character? I never, ever, ever think of Nancy as a character, because Nancy is me. Yeah. You know? Because I've never seen her, so she's me. So, I feel like if we were to see Ned, it would kind of, melt me, because I'd be like, that's not, a faceless character anymore, you know? That's not...
That's the magic of it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, for me, coming from radio, the reason I fell in love with radio is because of the imagination. They call it the theater of the mind. And I would hear these voices, and I still hear voices, and I'm like, okay, what are they doing? Who do they look like? And, I don't know, it's kind of nice in these days where it's we have access to everything and we've got so much content to see, and to sort of have that little suspended disbelief there, you just get to imagine. And I think that's one of the keys to what makes these games look great.
Yeah. A lot of people think that Ned would look super similar to Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And I do tend to agree, because, it's you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I'll admit, I made the mistake. I was like, oh, apparently that's what that is, and, and I think a lot of people just sort of, they kind of see that, they kind of feel that.
Yeah. I mean, we've had, pictures of Ned. We've had, when you call him in the newer games, there's, a little square photo, but, but, okay, what's your next question? Did you ever improv any lines or come up with any ideas that were ever used in a game?
No comment.
Enough said.
I have been known to improv some lines in the studio, most of which will never, ever, ever make a game, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Just, my little quips to the side of, oh, hey, Nancy. Oh, hey, Dad, I guess. Harry boys, man, I'll do some of that just to sort of get myself in character.
Yeah.
And the people in the booth are all laughing and having fun, so obviously that's never going to go in there. But I think there have been some times where, I don't know, most of the time I really try to stick to the prompts because you got to remember, these are so perfectly scripted for what it's going to be used for, and adding anything to it or taking anything away from it could impact that.
Yeah.
Sometimes in those things, especially with the tone too. I mean, I'm trying to think of an example of like, maybe I go, Nancy, I don't think you should do that, as opposed to Nancy, I don't think you should do that.
Mm-hmm.
That hesitation and that stutter
mm-hmm.
would be something that would be a little bit different. So
yeah,
I try to keep it pretty descriptive.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Is there a character from any, like, type of fiction, a movie, a game, a book, anything like that you would like to voice if it was ever made into a game or a cartoon or anything like that?
From anything?
From anything.
Oh, man.
Like your dream character.
That's hard. That's a really hard one to pin down. If I could go and do a voice on Inside Out for Pixar,
Ooh.
that would be a thrill. I got to interview all of those stars, Richard Kind, and it was just so great sitting in the room with them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, any of those things, I don't know.
Yeah.
The other thing about it is, too, it's like, I don't ever want to go in and copy somebody's character, right? Because that's the character. That's where people are going to know. I think there can be certain, revisions and new versions and that sort of thing. But if there were a new version, absolutely want to replace Tom Hanks as Woody.
Yeah. I could see that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
sense. I don't think that's going to happen, though.
No, probably not, but that would be cool.
Incidentally, did you know who does a lot of voiceover for Tom Hanks, but it's not actually Tom Hanks?
No, who?
His brother.
No way.
Yeah, so if there's voiceover on something that Tom has to pick up or change in a movie for voiceover, they will, because Tom's so busy doing other stuff. His brother comes in and does it, and he kind of pitches it up, and I'm like, okay, wow, let's go,
Wow,
and
that's so funny.
He will do some of that. I was listening to a podcast about that. It's on podcast is 20,000 Hertz, and it's all about that kind of stuff. So pretty interesting interview.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
But there's no net double.
Yeah, it's just you.
Just me.
That's the way we like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then next question is, what has been the most rewarding thing that you've done in recent years?
Anything?
And they were really general. They just wanted to know, what was something rewarding that you've done lately?
Wow. I started a business at the pandemic. I was at a Christian radio station as a DJ, and I never thought I would be in that format. I tried my best to be a part of that format and connect, and I really did connect, but then there were just some other things that was not connecting. So after the pandemic, we parted ways, and I was kind of twiddling my thumbs and like, what am I going to do? There's no media jobs, and there's no celebrity interviews to go do, and on and on. And so that's when I said, okay, I'm going to go build little sheds for people's home offices.
Yeah.
And before I even officially started the company, a friend had mentioned it to somebody else, and I had a deal. And then now we're approaching 3.5 years, and it's just been nonstop. So
congrats!
It's been
That's
really
so
satisfying. It's been an incredible amount of work.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally, but it's one of those things like a big risk, and not to overuse the word pivot, but that was a big pivot. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, starting a business is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah. But
Especially
also,
when
I
you're a little
love.
bit of a knucklehead too. So
I
it's
love
hard.
watching your videos where you're like dancing, and then and then the next one you're like creating something out of wood, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
You watch Carlos.
Yes.
No, I a little hot tip here.Maybe it'll happen. I don't know if it will, but I did tell Carlos that on Valentine's Day I'm going to dress him up in a diaper and give him some roses to hand out.
Please.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens.
Oh my gosh. No, we love Carlos.
Good. Now Carlos is very funny. He DJs on the side like for live
No way.
events. Oh yeah. And so when he gets up there, he goes in and he does this Espanol radio voice. And, you know, it's like, you're killing me.
Oh, that's so great. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Both of you. It's just,
Now
it's just so great.
I need help from everybody here because Carlos and I want to be the fill-in for Jimmy Kimmel and Guillermo whenever they need to take a day off.
Please.
So we can start that campaign. That'd be great.
Please. Yes. We'll start like a little online campaign, get you guys in there.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so funny though. Like I can truly see that from you guys. Oh. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Professor Hotchkiss says we got you.
Nice.
So great. Okay, so what do I have next? Oh, how different is it to be interviewed instead of you being the one doing the interviewing?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, I don't think anybody's ever asked me that.
Really?
I used to say I did not like being interviewed. But I said that in the context of if somebody was like grilling me with a bunch of questions about something that wasn't interesting to me, right? Or about work, or about how do you feel, or you know, in a relationship or something like that. And that was like, okay, wait a second. But I actually love doing these interviews because I get to see like who's there, and I get the feedback, and people are commenting and sending messages beforehand, and you know, it's really satisfying for me. It's very fulfilling because for a lot of years, just like I said, you feel like you're in a vacuum, and there wasn't that social outreach and that connection. Maybe somebody would somehow track down an email, which was like, I don't know how they did it. I also sent them $1 billion. No, but you know, it's like now that we have that interaction and that engagement, it's so super fun. So I love it.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah,
because I'm not trying to like bore you with any questions. Like, all right, now let's talk about global warming. You know, like that's not what I'm here about. I'm here about Ned. But yeah, no, it is those detective skills, Charity. Yeah, they found the email with their Nancy Drew detective skills.
I love it.
All right, let's see.
Low power messages. We're gonna hold on.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Okay.
Get Ned to come in and work on this.
Okay, so Sydney from Her Interactive, everyone knows her as Rue, she wanted to ask you, would you ever want a game that centers mostly around Ned?
Sure. Yeah. Ned takes Manhattan.
Yes, let's do it.
Ned conquers Belize, you know. I think it'd be fun. I think that would be a fun little twist. And that'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. So maybe she can help get a petition going for that one. And
that's the thing. I love the creative ideas and the twists, and I think that, you know, this is just my 2 cents. Like the game community has gotten to a point where it's like you could do some different things, and mix it up and try some different things. They don't even have to be long or full fledged, right? You know, these could be like shorts that are just engaging. So I love that thinking.
Yeah, it would be so cool. Okay, so her next thing that she asked me was to please ask you about your wood business and how you find pictures in the wood marks.
We call those naughty drawings. If anybody knows, there is an actual term. It's a psychological term for when you see faces in other things. I heard it mentioned once, and I was like, what? That's it. So if anybody sees it, Pride and Prejudice story, if anybody sees or knows what that term is and can jump in here, I would be grateful because it escaped me. But when I'm building and I'm cutting up wood and I see these things, I just laugh to myself because I'm like, oh, well, there's a little face. Oh, there's a salmon. Oh, there's a, there's a wolf, and I just will scribble it up and do it.
There
I don't do it, but if I did it every time I see something, I don't think I get anything done. So, yeah, I love doing it. It's funny.
Yeah.
I'm not a good artist at all. It's sort of the silliness of like, oh, I see this, and you get to go along for the journey, and then all of a sudden, there it is.
Oh, never mind. Somebody found. I was gonna have you look up something for me, but they already got it. It's called pareidolia.
Pareidolia.
What's that?
When you see faces in Star Purple found it.
Star Purple.
Yeah. When you see faces in like wood marks or like things.
He's like Nick Offerman.
He's like Nick Offerman, John says.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what I did.
Yeah. So my husband. This is my husband. This is John.
Sorry, I was summoned.
I can't see you guys right now, so I'm just talking to myself.
Oh, never mind. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So I can't comment on John's attractiveness.
So John also has done woodworking. He was a tech ed teacher.
I was a woodshop teacher.
He was a woodshop teacher.
For like 5 years.
Very good.
Yeah. So
I wasn't very good. Oh dang, yeah.
He didn't lose any fingers during this, but he almost did.
I almost lost my index
I
finger.
still have most of mine. I still have most of them, but...
Yeah, I had to go to the ER one time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then all the children were like spreading a rumor that he had lost a finger. Yeah. It was great. Good times.
I'm not good at it.
That's what was the Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's where you should have come back in with like the hot dog fingers. And,
Oh my god, I'm gonna save that.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, Morgan, if you redeemed Salem, I would have to go get him.
He's right there.
He's right there if you want him. Just let me know. Okay. So, next question. Oh, and the last thing that Sydney had to say for you was not a question, but please tell him that Her Interactive loves him. So, Her Interactive loves you, Scott.
Oh, they're fun. Such a fun group too, and it's been cool to see like new people come in and get to work on it. It's a good group, really. Good group.
All right, I have to get Salem. Hold on.
Okay. I'm gonna look at some of these things here.
Okay, here you go, Morgan. Here's Salem. Enjoy. There you go. So for context, when people tell me to get Salem, I have to get Salem. So
You do? Oh.
Yes, that's something that people make me do literally once a stream. I set it up.
Is this like a tea drinking game? Like every time you see Salem, you have to take a drink?
It should be. It should be. Okay, we only have a few more questions left. Should we? Okay, I have a little game that I had set up. That basically I spin a wheel and it gives me a random quote from either something that Ned has already said or something that fans sent me that you've never said as Ned, but they would like to hear you say.
Oh, okay.
So
But
you
either
can.
way, I just get to say it.
Yeah. So you can choose. Do you want to say something new or something that's like a fan favorite?
What do the fans want? Like,
Yeah. What do you guys want to hear?
I would think that the new stuff would be kind of fun, but also if it's a fan favorite, then you gotta hear it. Professor Hopkins says both.
Both. Something new. Both.
Corey, Nancy,
New. Both. Okay. Why don't we do one of each?
We'll do both. Now you gotta turn your camera on because I can't see.
Okay, hang on.
So
Hang on. I don't know where it went. Hold on.
there you go. Got it.
You got me?
Yeah.
Hello. Hi. Nice to see you. Okay. I mean, I could see you the whole time. I don't know where I went. Okay.
Sitting in here in Ned's lair. So
Let's see. Percanalostos. Okay, we'll do both. All right.
Okay.
So, to make this easy for you, I'm gonna like take a picture of it and send it to you, just because like it's gonna be small on the screen if I show it to you on the screen.
Oh, okay. All right.
It'll be easier that way. Okay,
Got it.
so let me find my wheel. I set up like specific wheels for this and wrote out all of these quotes. Okay, so first we'll do the actual Ned quotes.
Okay.
Okay. And
Pride and Prejudice 9 says rapid fire, do them all.
oh gosh, there's way too many. If he was already getting a low battery warning, oh my goodness.
It's holding on. It's still charging. I think I did a bad connection.
Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm going to send you your quote and then you get to read it to us. That way I'm not spoiling what it is. There you go.
I'm going to say thank you for a couple of followers. Casey Nickerson, 1. And Vixie Pixie Cosplay.
Oh,
Portland, down the road.
all our friends.
All right, so this is the photo. Really?
Yeah.
All right. You have context of where I am or what happened? Why am I saying this?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
All right.
You'll get it. Don't worry.
All right. Here we go. I'll just fill the hole in my heart with football and this pint of cookie kringle ice cream.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, people in the chat, can you guess where that's from and what the context was? I know you all know it. There you go. That's part of the game. There you go. You have to guess. Not you, them.
No, I'm watching.
I can't even explain the feeling.
My username. Oh, come on, Casey.
Oh, the Sea of Darkness phone convo. There you go.
There it is. There we go.
There you go. All right, and then
Ice cream.
the cookie kringle ice cream and football. And now let's do a fake Ned quote.
Okay.
I have fewer of these because most of them were variations of Nancy, we need to go to couples therapy. So I was like, I'm not going to put every single one of those in here. So let's see. So you really don't get context for this one.
Look at Geiger counter.
Oh, jeez. I can't believe this is the one that got picked.
Okay. How about I give this a little bit of a different flair?
Yeah, please.
Ned is pretty tired. Ned is, he's feeling the weight.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna say, Nancy, I think we need to go to couples counseling.
Oh, I'm so sorry for making you say that. Okay, we will come back to that, but we had a few more viewer questions first.
Okay.
All right. What has been your favorite part of being involved in Her Interactive and the Nancy Drew games?
My favorite part of being involved in it,
Mm-hmm.
hands down, the community.
Yeah.
Just being able to see people enjoy it. You know, at the very beginning, my niece, who now has her nursing degree and is getting married this fall, you know, she was little and she just loved the games. And you know, to see a relative get that excited about it, and then she got to go test the games, and they would send them to her, and you know, she got a hold of them, which is great. That was really cool. But again, just seeing people that are so into it, you know. I think a lot of times, just like full disclosure, you get into some of this stuff, and maybe you're just like, okay, who are these people, right?
Yeah.
But like honestly, the genuine fandom that's there, and it's like you said, it's people that have grown up with it. So
Yeah.
the great thing about these games is you're using your brain, and you know, we've sort of got an established group here, which is pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
That's what I love doing. I love going into the booth and doing it because most of the time voiceover for me is me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
I don't have any interaction. The script shows up and I read it and I send it and off it goes. As opposed to having a director and all that. It's just the speed of things happens that way. But with these sessions, it's critical to have a director because the story has to be coming to life right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow, that is it's so cool, and it's so special to, like, hear how much you appreciate, like, being a part of it, and that, like, that we as a community have had a piece in it. It really kind of brings it full circle and, like, makes us feel like we are all, like, we call ourselves the Clue Crew. And, like, we've always been like, oh, Clue Crew is a family, but it really kind of solidifies that, like, even the people who are involved in the game, like, see that our community is, like, a tight-knit little family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta look at something here, because the villagers are getting restless here.
Oh, no, what's going on?
I have to answer a little one's question. Where is it?
What's the question?
There was a question that came through from, where is it here? My little one, Star Purple, my little one is watching and wants to ask you which game you like the best.
Oh, good question.
Well, I don't know that I can pick a favorite. But I think because I love Hawaii so much, it was so fun, The Secret of Cotton Cave.
Mm-hmm.
That one was like one that felt familiar to me,
Yeah.
just because I've been to Hawaii so many times. So I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. They're all great. I mean, that's the thing. It's like everyone is literally an adventure. So
Yeah.
it's hard to be kids. It's impossible to pick a favorite.
Yeah. I so appreciate that. Like, okay, I have a favorite game. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I do have a favorite game. But I don't have a least favorite. Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's so good. I also love Warnings at Waverly Academy and Danger on Deception Island. But, like, Last Train is just tops for me. Like, I love that story. And it's got everything. I mean, it's got the steampunk train. It's got the Hardy Boys. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love the Hardy Boys. But it's got everything. It's got, like, even the imperfections in that game are perfect. But, I don't, like, hate any game, Like, all of them are so good and all of them are so special. Right? I know. Yeah. They're so good. I am even an apologist for, like, the ones that people do hate. Because there are some people out there who, like, hate Midnight in Salem, and I'm like, but, like, it's actually a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all so special. There was a moment in a group chat, like a voice chat, that we had very recently when Her Interactive started their Discord server, just like, 2 weeks ago now. Mm-hmm. We all got into, like, a voice chat and started chatting because they have us, like, building a puzzle for them right now. So we got into this voice chat together and we were chatting and we were like, oh, let's, like, go around and, like, say our names and what our favorite Nancy Drew game is. And it was really like a support group. It was like, hi, I'm Susie. I love Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, But then, Professor Hotchkiss, who is in the chat right now, came on and she said, hi, I'm Professor Hotchkiss, and my favorite game is Yes. And I loved that so much, because that just, like, encapsulates our whole little community so well, of, like, we just love these games.
Give us another one.
Yeah. It was so good. Anytime Ned calls Nancy after a second chance is hilarious to me. Oh, those are good moments. Any romantic moment between Nancy or Ned, or the argument between Ned and Carson and Spy. Oh, that was a good one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. I mean, someday maybe the blooper reels will make their way out. I don't know. But...
If only. One can only hope. Also, it's Lefizra definitely calling me out, saying that I picked the one game that you aren't in as a favorite. But my other favorites have Ned.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
And,
that's
like...
fine. We'll go ahead and continue this conversation.
Yeah. No, seriously, though, so there was a time... This is really embarrassing. There was a time when I was a little younger, and I think I had gone through a breakup or something. I was just, like, feeling sad, and I played a Nancy Drew game, and I called Ned, and I felt better. it really helped.
I love it.
Oh,
People have to set up a crisis line for Ned, you know?
seriously. I know. You ought to be on, like, what is that app where people can, like, hire you to just, like, send them a minute message?
Yeah.
What is that called?
Cameo.
Yes, you should be on
Yeah.
Cameo. You would make a killing
You
off
think
of
I
this.
should?
Yeah,
Well,
you
I've
should.
done it, but I just never have, so.
I mean, you should seriously consider it because, like,
Yeah.
I know of at least, like, I mean, a ton of people who are right here who would do it. Yeah. Okay,
Well,
so
Nancy says that my voice is so calming, so maybe I just need to be on the calm app.
I mean, I'd accept that too.
Ned could put you all to sleep.
That would be so cool. Yes, I would love to hear his voice on that. Yeah, seriously. But Ned Mio would go viral. Oh, Casey Nickerson says, hearing Ned's voice when I'm down would instantly make me feel so much better.
Ah, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Oh, wait, Southern Sleuth.
I hope you guys realize that when you actually give that feedback, like, it really, truly does mean a lot. Because, like I said, you're doing this in a soundproof booth.
Yeah.
Is anybody listening? And you know that people are listening. I mean, that's why obviously I get to keep coming back.
Yeah.
But it is that reaction. It's that connection.
Mm-hmm.
It is just hearing any sort of a glimpse of how it connects and resonates is it's really cool. Really cool. That's dream come true.
Yeah. Southern Sleuth says that she wants you to read us The Night Before Christmas or any children's night-night book.
I almost did The Night Before Christmas on Christmas Eve.
Really?
I almost went and did a live, yeah.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
But then I got cranky and I didn't want to do it. So, yeah.
Could have read The Grinch.
Maybe for Christmas 2024, let's pin that on the wall.
All right. You heard it here, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to hold you to it.
Ned doesn't smoke, but he will be wearing a smoking jacket.
Oh, that would be great. Yes.
Yeah.
That would be so good. Oh my goodness. I'm coming back to you on like December 23rd and being like, hey, just so you know, tomorrow...
I have a feeling you and about 28 other people are going to be doing that same thing too, so...
I think so.
Big mouth's been open.
Oh my goodness. Wait a second.
Interactive has to do it, though. They have to host it.
Oh, they should. They should. Suddenly December can't come soon enough. Oh, I know. So, have you ever read any of the Nancy Drew books or any of the Hardy Boy books?
Yeah. I actually have some old vintage ones. It only gets up there. It's in a different spot. But I have some old ones. When I bought a house as a rental house a long time ago, and the owner had a whole bunch of books. Mm-hmm. And like the deal was just leave whatever you want. I'll take care of it. Mm. And I walked in, and there was a whole set of Peanuts books, like these little tiny paperbacks.
Yeah.
And then also some of the Nancy Drew stuff too. So
cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I read the Hardy Boys as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
That and Choose Your Own Adventure. You guys know any of those? Mm-hmm. Those books? Yeah.
Those are cool. Oh, that is so neat. Oh, I love that. And then, of course, like, if you've read any of that, then, like, that became your future. Like,
it's weird. That part's weird.
It's weird.
Not lost on me. No. It is one of those little pinch me moments, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Nancy Hannah says, ugh, I'm really good. Wait, hold on. I'm really good at dying with Choose Your Own Adventure. Yeah, aren't we all?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, I mean, if you just chose your adventure and it was always good, then, are you going to come back? No. Yeah.
There's no second chance there, is there?
No, your adventure is over. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so another question that somebody had for you was, how have you seen your character evolve over the years, and how do you hope that Ned will grow in years to come?
I think Ned is getting a little bit more confidence, and able to be a little bit more direct with Nancy. Mm-hmm. And I think Nancy's also, I get these senses from time to time that Nancy is more aware of that, and also accepting of it.
Yeah.
But Nancy's still going to go do what Nancy does. So it's been kind of interesting to see that, and just have some of the quirky lines that they have Ned do, where it's kind of like, okay, it's like, I'm not going to get all ruffled about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just little things like that.
Yeah.
Little moments of, I don't mean it in a bad way, but moments of attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's good. It gives him a little more substance, a little more backbone than like we've had in the past, where he was just like, okay, bye, Nance.
Avoiding conflict at all costs.
Yeah, literally.
Yep.
A Ned game where Nancy is the one waiting at a restaurant and Ned buys her a sword. Oh no. Neditude. There you go. That's what it is.
Casey Nickerson said she can't hear. Oh, that was a long time ago.
Oh.
Hopefully she can hear now.
I hope so. Well, people seem to be commenting on the things that we're saying, so hopefully we're good.
Good.
All right, and I think I have, let's see. Oh, okay, so I think you touched on this just a little bit, but what was it like for you to transition from the world of a radio personality to, like, being a voice actor? Like, did you pull from anything for that?
No, you know, most of radio personalities are not good voice actors,
Mm-hmm.
and I always went in, like, we call it puking, all right?
Okay.
You're an announcer who's like, good morning, 742, top of the morning to you. You know, it's just that over-affected voice that you hear some DJs still do, even though there aren't that many. But for me, it was always just about being real and just trying to not be the big announcer. There are things that I do where that's what they ask for, and so, you know, I'll introduce the TV network, and it's, you know, this big voice. But for this, what I love about it is that I just really kind of get to be myself.
Yeah.
And you get to be real because you are playing something real. You are acting.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't just, you're not announcing.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm talking with Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm essentially talking with you in the game. If you're an announcer, all you're doing is yelling at the room, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of those things that if anybody on here is interested in voiceover, you just really have to be able to make it sound natural. And one of the things that I will do sometimes on a line is, for instance, the Hey Nancy line. I'll go, okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie, dokie, all right, hey Nancy. And I'll do a little something that rolls into.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I think let's see, we got the bread, we got the milk, and hey Nancy. You know, and it just gets your mind kind of into that mode. And I share it because that's something that you can do if you've got to make an awkward phone call to somebody, or you've got to give somebody really direct feedback about something. Even if it's just in your head, to say, okay, what I really want to tell you is this. I think that we should go to couples counseling together. You know, you just talk yourself into it, roll into it a little bit better. It's pretty effective.
I love that. That's really good advice. And, like, just, I don't know, like, hearing that advice from you is so special.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I do it with writing, too. I will do it with writing.
Yeah.
If I'm writing something, I may just write a bunch of gibberish for a line or some little conversation in my head and then get to it.
Yeah.
You gotta do that stuff to free up your brain so that all the other muscles can do what they need to do.
Makes sense. Do you write much?
Yeah. Do I write much? I do. I used to be a copywriter. I used to have to write all my own scripts for my TV segments. I am writing a book. And I've been writing a book for quite a while. It's kind of a memoir, but it's about growing up where I did, which is on Whidbey Island in Washington, and just the reason that my parents moved out there, and then the friends that I developed, and then how we've all gone through life. Some pretty cool moments and experiences. So
that's wonderful.
Hopefully it's inspiring, but someday we'll get it finished.
Oh, cool.
You're giving me more motivation now that I've opened my big yap.
I mean, now I'm excited to read it, so you have to write it.
I got at least a handful of people who are going to read it, right?
It's true. It's true. Oh, you have a Pacific Northwest buddy over here in the chats.
Pride and Prejudice. Is this Victoria?
It is,
Is that
yes.
what you said? Okay. And you're down in Portland, right?
You don't remember.
Thumbs up. She's picking herself up off the floor right now. Yes. Anyway.
Yes.
There she is. Yep.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I love it. Okay, so you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but the twins, if you guys are still here, if DJ Twin Gamers are still here, they mentioned, I'm pretty sure it was them, I believe they mentioned not too long ago that they still hear your voice in a commercial, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, if you guys want to tell that story so that we can relay that to Scott.
Commercial?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember them saying that they still hear your voice somewhere. So that would be cool if you guys could tell us the story.
When I first was getting into voiceover, I thought for sure that I would know absolutely everything my voice had ever been on and where it was. And I remember a buddy of mine who I really looked up to and we're still great friends today. I remember asking him, like, hey, I heard you do that one. He's like, what? And I was like, how could you possibly not remember? So I apologize that remembering, but
that's okay. That is totally fine.
Professor Hotchkiss, yes, I have met Harrison Ford.
Oh.
He was so sweet. It was for Ender's Game, and my son at the time was young, and he wrote a letter to Han Solo, Mr. Ford, and he wrote it all, and I showed it to him at the very beginning of the interview, and he's like, "Oh, this is great. This is great that there's a future, and young people are getting into this, and they're interested in. I really appreciate you showing me this. May I keep this?" I said, "Absolutely." Yeah, that's the first time I've ever done a Harrison Ford impersonation, by the way.
Oh my god, that was so good. Oh,
I can do it.
I love Harrison Ford so much. Yeah. Like, that's my lifelong, and I really do mean lifelong. I mean, since before Nancy Drew came into my life, I'm talking I was 3 years old, had a crush on Harrison Ford.
We heard it during Christmas time, where the stores broadcast Christmas music on 99.9 KEZ.
Also heard it on the radio several times over the last several years.
And where?
They're in Arizona.
Oh, in Arizona.
Yeah.
I don't remember. If you find it, let me know. Send me a message.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I'll call them and I'll say, you're behind on your royalties.
They're going to send you a check for like 3 cents.
A long time, so, yeah.
Oh my. All right, let's see what other questions I've got for you, Scott. Let's see. Okay, so not a question, but basically I had a lot of people tell me just how much they wanted to tell you. Thank you for the work that you've done for Ned, for being the best, for giving a voice to the, oh no, he's gone. Oh, well, we lost him, so we'll wait for a moment and see if he is able to come back. And if not, then, I mean, that was my last thing anyway, so... Let's see. I'll send him a quick message. And we'll see if he can come back. Oh, we should have been faster. He's supposed to be playing Ned, not Maya. Oh no. I'm wheezing. Oh no. Oh. Nancy's got a new mystery to solve. The case of the missing Ned. Can you imagine? No stream is complete without technical difficulties. I mean, it's true. It's true. His phone may have died. So we might have to call it, y'all. He got kidnapped. Now Nancy must get him a Ned story. Thank you for this and having a great guest speaker on. Oh, thank you so much for joining. Oh, wait, hold on. Guess who's still here? Hi.
Back.
What happens?
That was anticlimactic. Well, this connection it's getting down to the wire here, so.
Yeah. Well, luckily we're getting down to the wire here.
You guys, this is going to be like most of you having to try to talk your mom or your dad through how to use a phone, so. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the chat was blowing up with, oh no, it's a mystery. And there he goes again. Oh, Scott. We'll give him one more chance. Whoops, gone again. Dead story solved. Nope, sorry. Oh, the freaking proof Ned is gone again. It's just like when you hang up on Ned as Nancy. Kidnapped? Ned just can't seem to stay on the phone again. I'm eating pie popcorn so anxiously. Everyone is coming up with a new Nancy Drew game with you disappearing. Love how nice this community is. His face was entirely in frame, better than my parents and grandparents. I mean, it's true. Ned ghosts Nancy, that's new. Yeah, that is a new one. We're gonna give him one more shot. We'll give him one more shot. We'll see what's going on. This time it's Ned hanging up on us this time. Ah. Here he is. There he is. Hello.
We moved to the phone, so.
It's okay. That is okay. Luckily we're almost done. All right. So, yeah, so I was just trying to say that the last thing that my viewers had to say to you was just how much everyone wanted to tell you thank you for your work as Ned and for being the best and for giving a voice to the OG supportive boyfriend.
I love it. Thank you very much. That's
Yeah.
really, really sweet. That means a lot.
Yeah.
It really does.
And then before I let you go, I know it's been about like an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm keeping you a little longer than I told you I would.
It's flown by.
I know, it's been so fun. Before I let you go, I am going to spin both of those wheels one more time and have you say one more thing for me.
Okay.
So, let's see. All right, so first, I'm already
do this on the phone.
Oh, this will be interesting.
Yeah, go ahead, do it. I'll pretend like I'm here.
Sounds good. All right, I'm going to do the one. I'm already on the one that's like fake. Oh, jeez. I cannot believe the two fake ones that I have randomly selected. I'm not kidding. These are random.
Random.
Okay, here you go.
Oh, boy. Wow, Susie. Wow.
It's not to me, it's to Nancy.
Wow. I know it's not to you. Boy, that's going to be a big thing. That is, it's got Ned a little moist under the toes. Gonna be a little bit of a shake, and dry mouth is set in. Will you marry me?
He did it! Oh my gosh, I can't believe the things I've made you say today.
These are very minimal compared to the rest of my life. So, yeah.
Oh, Lou says, yes, I say yes for Nancy. Oh my gosh, too good. Okay, and then...
Well, if there is ever a wedding, I want it to be aired during The Bachelor on ABC.
Ooh.
After the most dramatic rose ceremony ever. So that's when it will have to come.
That will be the most dramatic rose ceremony ever. Oh my gosh, too good. Too good. Okay. Oh, and
one more.
And there was one more thing that you've never said that was just put in the chat that they would like for you to say. And that is there's a little dog who we all love, and her name is Lilo, and she
Lilo.
belongs to our friend Southern Sleuth. And they would like for you to say, "Dare to Lilo."
So let me make sure I'm getting the line correctly. You said "Dare to Lilo."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like in the beginning of like the Nancy Drew games, it says "Dare to play."
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have to treat the name a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
So. Dare to Lilo.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. No to self-promote, but we need him to see the Lilo reel. Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll introduce you to Lilo. We'll show you who Lilo is. And in fact, those are pictures of Lilo in the chat right now. She's a very cute little dog.
I can't see the chat on here. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because you're on your phone now. Sorry. Oh, we'll introduce you to Lilo. No worries.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, one more wheel, and it's going to be a line that was a fan favorite of Ned's. Let's see what it gets you.
Okay.
Okay. Spin.
Cha cha cha.
Okay. There you go. This is one of my personal favorites.
That's a good one. I do like that line.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You know what would really spruce up the place? Our own private jail.
Oh, it's so good. Do you guys remember where that one's from? Anyone remember the context of that one? Okay, let's see. There was one more that I really wanted.
Yeah.
I was really hoping.
Do it.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Wait. It's not the burning building one. Here it is. Hold on. Here, I'm gonna send it to you. This is my favorite. I'm like cheating. I'm making you say my favorite.
That's the privilege of being the host.
There you go.
Like I said, just lie through your teeth and you'll do fine.
The best line. The best. Okay. So that's all I've got for you. The only last thing that I have is, hey Ned, can I have a hint? Wait. You guys are Yes, you're right. Everybody's right. Everyone in the chat was right. Sorry, I did not answer, and yes, everyone was correct. It was Cap and then it was Whack next. So, you're all right.
All right, you want to do that line again?
Oh, sure. Sorry. Hey, Ned, can I have a hint?
Hey, Nancy. Maybe you should look somewhere for like a piece of paper that has a lot of numbers on it. Maybe that'll give you something. I'm just making that one up.
I love it.
Yeah. I don't have all my scripts in front of me.
I know. I should have given you a script. Sorry. This was completely ad-libbed. Guys, this has been great. Scott, thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you, guys. Everybody in the chat, thank you. I did post a little something on my Instagram that I can't really tell you all the details about, but you will be seeing me return to TV a little bit.
That's so exciting. Oh, I saw that today and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Like, I can't wait to see what you have in store. I mean, we all just love seeing
fun.
What you have next.
It's positive. It's some good content, like serious content, but we're going to have fun with it and then hopefully get back on the old celebrity beat a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
There you go. There's your clue.
Can't wait. Oh, I can't wait to see what's in the future for you.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it. All right. So, everyone, thank you for being here to watch the interview. And of course, anyone who is watching this as a replay on YouTube, thank you so much. And anyone listening as a podcast.
Here, I got it for you.
Sure.
Be sure to hit like and subscribe.
Please. Everything helps. It's so great. Oh, thank you so much. And Scott, thank you so much again. This has been wonderful.
Send me the link. I'll be sure to share it and we'll get it back out there. And everybody, seriously, thank you for all the nice things that you sent in, comments, and the great questions and the enthusiasm for everybody that are interactive. I know that it affects them just as much. So just keep it up. Thank you for being fans. And until then, bye, Nancy.
Bye, Ned. Oh, and bye, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great night.